Hey everybody, welcome to the next installment of Action Movie Breakdown. I'm your host, John F. Thomas.
Yeah, and I am your certified host, Ellis Fowler. I got my certification the other day.
You got a certification?
Yeah, certified. So it's more official.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what, I'm just chopped liver over here?
No, you're working on it. Training, hosting training. He's my apprentice now, so.
Okay. This guy, okay, anyway.
Today we are going to be reviewing the movie Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
It's about a little boy who, when he says Shazam, turns into a superhero, and with the lightning bolt on his chest. It's really amazing. Cartoon. What? No, I got it right. I double checked. Captain Marvel. I got it right.
It's a different Captain Marvel. It's not the so Captain Marvel Comics did this thing where they kind of screwed DC over and they took the name Captain Marvel. They kind of have this back and forth kind of thing going on. Yeah.
We talk about the other movie, Captain Marvel or whatever, with the woman.
Yeah, but that's Captain Marvel.
All right.
Yeah, he's close.
One day.
Well, yeah, you got closer with the name. You got close.
I mean, I double check and everything.
But that's Shazam.
So it's Shazam now.
Shazam,
so not Captain Marvel anymore.
Shazam's next month.
See, they can't be doing this to me.
Yeah. So we watched Captain Marvel. Marvel's
not
Captain Marvel.
Marvel's Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
God damn.
Next time. We watched that movie and we're gonna give you our thoughts. So how we break this all down is we break it up in 3 different categories: acting and casting, story and writing is the second category, and production and marketing is the third category. And we rate them all on 5 stars.
That's
After
right.
I give up my points, my stars, and he gives up his stars, his rating, and we mix them together, and we give you our overall score, action movie breakdown score of what we thought about this movie.
Exactly. And we want to know what you thought as well, so make sure you drop your thoughts and ideas in the comments after it's all said and done.
Yeah, let's debate.
Yeah. So let's get this thing kicked off with our first category. It is acting and casting.
Yep. Take it away. Well, actually, I'll take it away. You took it
All
away
right.
last time.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Take it away.
So, all right. So what I thought about the acting and casting, and I mean, I'm not even gonna get really deep into it, man. It was great. It was amazing, and it's ridiculous because everybody was good. There's not one person in this movie where I was just like, this person sucks.
True.
Not one person. And it might have been a split second, but I mean that was taken away. Even the small players, they did great.
The security guy, he pointed. It was amazing.
He did
Give
great
that man
pointing.
An Oscar. Or
Yeah.
something like it.
Yeah,
like a junior Oscar.
A Razzie of not really acknowledged at the Oscars, but we'll acknowledge you.
Yeah,
You know, something
he
like
deserves
that.
something. Yeah, he did a good job.
Man, it was ridiculous. So let me shout out these actors and actresses in here. I guess the star, Brie Larson, she did a great job.
Agreed.
Now, I'm not saying she needs an Oscar or anything, but with the story, she really portrayed the character well.
She embodied that character.
Yeah,
And
you know, the thing she did, it was believable. When everything she portrayed. She did a great job. Samuel Jackson, I was impressed in this because this is probably the most he's done in a Marvel movie.
it's true.
Action-wise and acting in majority of the movie, because typically he was still a supporting actor in this movie, but this is the most he's
It's a
done.
good chunk of screen time.
A
And
large
some fight
chunk.
scenes and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
And even a little more comedy than he's had in a lot of the Marvel movies so far, like his stuff with the cat, Flocking or whatever it's called. All that stuff. That was really good, brilliant stuff.
Yeah, he was able to stretch his acting wings a little bit, and you know he did his thing. Special shout out to Akira Akbar. Akira Akbar. She is the little girl of Lashana Lynch's character. Shout out to her too, which Lashana Lynch played Monica, right? No, Monica's a little
Maria.
girl. Maria. So it was Maria was Carol Danvers' best friend, which was Lashana Lynch.
Yeah.
And she did a great job. I was somewhat unsure about her at first, but I think Ellis.
Yeah,
he has more
same
thoughts
thing
on
here
that.
too. Yeah.
But I mean,
the very beginning, but she came through.
She came through. Yeah. And the daughter, I was really impressed with the daughter because she just really just came to life. Whatever reservations we had probably about their interactions, the daughter just came through and just killed it. So she did a great job. She has a very bright future ahead of her.
Oh yeah.
And I was just thoroughly impressed with her being that young, and it seemed like she just effortlessly just went through and just like, I'm, like this is real life to me. I mean, she was playing, imagination make believe she's great.
Yeah,
she's
did
great.
An amazing job.
Actually, I mean, honestly, that's really all I have to say. Surprisingly, it was great. I give it 5 stars from me.
5 stars,
so,
dang.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can't really disagree with you that much there. I mean, Academy Award winner Brie Larson. Multiple Academy Award nominee. Dang it, I know his name.
Samuel Jackson?
Samuel Jackson. I don't know, has he?
I don't know.
I'm really sure. Well, Jude Law. I know he has that.
Jude Law. Oh, okay. Yeah,
well, one of the most prolific actors in Hollywood, Samuel Jackson. He's done so many things. I mean, even down to the small players, like you were saying, great casting, great acting. I really don't have much to say. Lashana Lynch's character, I fell in love with her character during the... For some reason, she reminded me of Will Smith in Independence Day. I don't know why. Maybe because they were both pilots and they both defeated an alien or something.
They were inside the alien ship.
Yeah,
she was trying to escape.
Yeah,
just like he was.
Then she shot one down. I just feel like I felt those parallels to me because in a sci-fi film, you got an African American actor who gets to actually do something really cool.
Yeah.
So I was feeling that. I don't have any qualms about the acting or the casting. It was superbly done. Marvel is getting better and better. I feel like they've always casted well. But getting like bigger names and things like that, even for the smaller roles, like Djimon Hounsou, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I never know how to pronounce his name, but he reprised his role as Koreth from Guardians of the Galaxy. I believe this would precede that anyway.
Yeah.
But we saw a lot of actors that we've seen in other movies, like making little cameos in this film as well, which I thought was really cool and really helps to kind of piece together the overall timeline and storyline of the current Marvel cinematic universe. So no qualms with the acting or the casting. I give it 5 stars as well.
Wow.
Because I can't take anything away from it.
Yeah. I mean, this was a really great job. Also, before we get out of this category, I forgot to mention Sarah Finn, who is the casting director for most of Marvel's films, is killing it.
Gotta be killing it.
With choosing the right people for these roles. Brie Larson did a great job as Captain Marvel. Samuel Jackson, that was a great bring in for Nick Fury. I mean, he just effortlessly goes in, which, I mean, there was a history with that anyway. But, I mean, everybody has done a great job. Even Lashana Lynch, she did a great job. Like he was just saying, with her role, what she was doing, she was a strong woman. And we'll talk about that in the story and writing. Yeah. But so let's go ahead.
That's a good shout out. Casting directors don't get enough credit for it.
They don't.
And it's not easy.
And
not an easy job.
It's not. I mean, there's a lot of writing on casting the right person. DC, I'm a big fan of DC. Take note. Please take note.
Please take note. Gosh. Please take note for the Batman.
Hire Sarah Finn. Please. Hire her.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
Right. So, anyway, we're going to go over to story and writing.
Category 2.
So, what I thought about story and writing is they did a great job making me care about Brie Larson's character, Carol Danvers. Veers is
that's what they were calling.
What they were calling her, Veers. And it was really interesting because I was wondering how are they going to introduce this? How are they going to make me care? Because in the trailer, I just seen her falling down a lot, and I didn't care. Watching the trailer, I did not care.
No, I don't think the trailers did much justice.
It didn't, but that's a great job. I mean, in a sense, because you already know that Marvel's going to deliver. So they're going to deliver a good movie.
Yeah.
But because the trailer didn't really spoil anything, except for their punch. I kind of hate that they spoiled the punch, but they got to give you something, I guess.
Which punch?
When she punched the old lady in the train.
Oh yeah, that they had to put that in. That was brilliant. I was like, okay. I mean,
that was a hook.
Old lady getting punched, I'm there every single time. Punch old lady, I am there.
Yeah. Quarter. World star. So, they did a really great job trying to... just kidding, old ladies. I would defend
I got nothing against you. Yeah, I help.
Yeah, I help. Hey, don't you punch
like all those people
old lady,
on the train. But I was like, y'all don't see this old lady flipping and stuff?
Man, yeah,
They're
right.
like still trying to protect the old lady. I'm like, that old lady
Nah, she can fight.
is not normal. And if she is an old lady, she can handle her own. I want to sit back and watch.
Right.
Like, this old lady just did a backflip and swung on the pole. I'm like, okay, yeah, like you said, world star.
Man,
I'll
for
help
real.
if she falls down, but until then,
Right.
I'm watching.
I got like 5 million views right here. Gold.
Heck yeah.
But also a really great job of them inputting all the classic things about the 90s, which, you know, you kind of forget about. And it's just like, oh, yeah, I do remember
That first shot, Blockbuster, I was like,
right.
I know where we are. I know we're not in modern time.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
Which
that was good.
Makes you feel the way. But anyway, so
for sure.
they showed the Blockbuster, and then another scene later on where they had the dial-up. And I guess she was trying to, they were trying to listen to this recording on a black box, and she was like, "What's taking so long?" And they were just like, "Oh, it's loading," and it was just like, "Oh, the computers, yeah, that's right."
Yeah.
You know, so that was really good. I love those inputs, and even using a payphone, which I was just like, man, there's not really a payphone at all anymore. Right. But she was using the payphones and things like that. All of that were great shout outs to the 90s, what made the 90s the 90s. And it really shows you how far we've come. Other than that, the dialogue, how it was written, amazing. I mean, I have to say it was great. Everything was sharp, smart, and witty. They said what needed to be said. Nothing was corny. Or if it was,
that's true.
It was written so well.
Yeah, it's in the context of the story. It really worked. It wasn't like,
what's
like
the
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Even Aquaman.
Not dialogue. Even Aquaman to a degree. Just dialogue that makes you go,
yeah.
All right, I get it, but
yeah,
really.
Yeah, Jason Momoa was able to pull it off. Luckily, you had actors that could pull it off, but still.
But this dialogue was clean. It was punchy. It was witty.
Yeah, and the alien that they were talking to, they had such great dialogue for him. To even make you like the scroll.
Yeah. The main one.
The main
I forgot
scroll.
his name. Tolar or something like that.
Yeah, something.
But yeah. He was. His dialogue was really good. Yeah. Yeah,
and it was just like, man, I'm loving almost everything that's coming out of his mouth.
Yeah,
like,
which made you like him more as a character and not,
Right.
It's like, okay, even though I'm not sure if this guy's a bad guy, I kind of like this guy.
Right.
Gives you something to root for.
I guess the only thing I didn't really care for, I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can comment and explain to me maybe something that I missed because this was a long movie. I didn't care for her motivation to break free from the supreme intelligence. It was just like you're always a quitter. You're always a whatever she was saying to Carol Danvers, and she kept seeing flashbacks of her falling down. But then she was like, "Yeah, but I got back up," and it was just like, I mean, but for me, this is me personally. For me, it was just like, I mean, okay. I mean,
I feel like that was one of the most powerful scenes in the whole movie. Like the imagery, in the very least. Plus, they kind of set it up prior to that to be like, this is why she is. This is why she is the way she is, because she was always told that she couldn't, and she tried, and she fell down, and she just, wasn't quite good enough in people's eyes, but still strived for that. So I felt like it was at least well established right there. What do you mean about like it not being?
Well, because like I would have loved to see even more of the relationship between her and her dad, because in a sense, they were kind of showing. And how they're pushing it was more so of men. This is like a man's world. You can't hang. Because remember the guy, he was like, yeah, that's why it's called the cockpit. Blah, 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 all this stuff, and things like that. So in a sense, it was kind of pushed, even when she was in, trying to climb up the rope, which it wasn't necessarily aimed towards men, but in the army. So
it was like figured, you're a woman trying to succeed in this man's world.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that was kind of the theme. But so, even when it came to the powers and stuff.
Right.
With Jude Law, he was kind of like the representation of a man that's like, you can't do what you think you can do.
Yeah. I guess the thing for me is like, because when she went against the supreme intelligence, it had the manifestation of a woman. So it's just like, well, what does that have to do with she can't do what she can? I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong, I do get it. Well, but I just feel as though they could have been better. Like, give me more insight on like her and her father. Like what happened with that? I know she didn't have a good relationship with her father, but just to show me some more of that, because that's like more personal. That's more at home. In a sense to where it's just like even my father really gave me crap, and they only gave me a split second of that. So I was just like, well, I don't really know what the issue was between you and your dad.
Yeah,
that sucks. But I mean, it's just if they gave me more of that, then they could have maybe helped sell that scene for me more. Where it was just like, even my own dad, but I'm still pushing through regardless. I have people. Maybe even show me her friends and family. Like if I don't know.
I mean, I like the fact that it was the Supreme Intelligence took the form of a woman, because there was already some heavy-handed stuff in the film about women versus men in that respect. Like women can be just as good as men,
right.
And I did not want this to be a film about women can be just as good as men.
Right.
Even though that was a pretty strong theme, and it was sometimes kind of heavy-handed, like the cockpit line or some of the other things that they showed.
Right.
But I like the fact that during that scene they didn't bring it back to that.
Right.
So it wasn't like this is what it's about. It's about her overcoming as a character herself, and not so much like I'm overcoming as a woman over men. And I felt like if it was a man, or if it would have included a father and stuff, then I would have felt like, oh, this is way too heavy-handed, and kind of and been a little bit turned off by that, because it's like, why is this film like a referendum against all men or something like that, Which I think is, it could have easily come across that way, and I don't think it did. And I'm glad they kind of walked that line.
Yeah. I mean, but overall with that, I know maybe some people are probably, or even some women are thinking like, oh, I wonder what guys feel about that. I think this movie was great. I think it was great that they did bring that up when the guy saying the cockpit line. I think it was...
It's a good one.
I think it was... I think it was great that they did add when she was trying to, do her thing in the military, and she failed at that. And regardless of that, she became one of the most powerful people, at least on Earth, for all I know, or at least that section of the galaxy.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out some more later. But I loved it, and the way, like I said, the way it's written, the way they wrote it, it's smartly written to where they can introduce that. And I'm not offended by it. It's just like, yeah, you be that strong woman, you. And I love that they made Lashana Lynch's character as strong as she was. They didn't take away from her being a black strong woman. So you had her being a strong white woman, and which really that one of the races didn't. But it's great seeing the women have their spotlight, and also. Yeah, like I said, seeing that black woman, she was able to get her Will Smith on. Well, at this point, get her Lashana Lynch on. So let's not say that. Get her Lashana Lynch on. She went in that spacecraft, was shooting, and she was like, "Nah, we getting up out of here." And she was flying the thing on the way, the spaceship on the way back. So that was dope. I loved it. I give it, but because of that part, which it just seemed weird to me in a sense, I give it a 4.5. 4.5 stars.
All right. So. With the pros, I agree with the dialogue. I didn't have that on my list, but yes, you're right. The dialogue was really good. I liked all the twists and the turns, because as a writer, I'm like, how are you going to make this interesting? And the whole thing about the Skrulls being the good guys, technically, and her people being the bad guys, I kind of saw that coming, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, and I was like, this is good. Like, either way, I like it, and I'm in for the role. And by making the main Skrull bad guy so likable, eventually it's like I kind of was rooting for that twist, and it did happen. So I liked all the twists and turns that were in the story. I liked some of the devices that the writers used to reveal information to us, because there's a lot that had to be told in this story, and they found ways to show it. Like in the very beginning when they were going through her memories, and he's like, fast forward, no, rewind, no, what was that? Like, who is this?
That was kind of funny too.
It was funny. It was well written, like dialogue wise, and it was a really good plot device to give us all this backstory that we needed to have, and give us this uncertainty about who this person is. And like as a writer, I'm like, there's not a whole bunch of ways you could have done that really effectively, unless she's just having nightmares all the time and stuff like that. So I think that was really well done. I loved that portion, because it's like, I know it's just all exposition, but at the same time, I'm along for the ride because it's very entertaining. So that I loved about it. I loved the humor, and I loved that Samuel L. Jackson had a bigger role, and we got to feel his character out more, because we've seen him in all these movies, but we don't really have an understanding of who he is or who he was before we get to see him. So seeing him in like his tough guy mode, but also his kind of quirky and him loving on the cat and things like that. I felt like I loved all that. Although I was a little bit disappointed to find out that his whole eye thing was just because. I mean, it's not just a cat, but like. It's a cat scratch.
Yeah. Oh no, that's the most dangerous thing in the.
I know, but that's true though. So if you are telling the story like, a flock and scratch. Oh man, like in the galaxy, I guess you would be pretty revered. Yeah. But on Earth, you're like this thing scratching. People gonna laugh at you.
Yeah. Until
that's why he had to make up that story about losing it. Them burning his eye out because he wouldn't tell or something like that. But that's what I liked about the storyline and things like that. What I was not that fond of was that even though they found some really cool ways to reveal information, it still was a bit of a convoluted story. In the sense that you might have to watch it again to get it all, especially if you're not well versed in like sci-fi or in superhero genre. You're gonna be like, what? The who? The what? And like all this information being thrown at you and so fast. You really got to be paying attention. You got to be on when you're watching this movie to catch everything. And even I felt like I was pretty on, but some of it I still didn't get too much, and I felt like, is it the writing fault? I mean, yes, So the plight of the Skrulls, I didn't really understand what was up with them. I mean, I kind of did because they were like, oh, they want to defeat us from all these planets, and they keep chasing us, but like, why were they such a threat to the Kree? Why did the Kree hate them so much? What was the history behind that? That I didn't really get or understand, and I kind of wish I would. Not like I had to, but I kind of wish I would have understood it a little bit more because it is the foundation upon which you are building this entire story.
Yeah.
So that goes hand in hand with, did they not really want the Tesseract? I mean, apparently not, but it wasn't even an afterthought. It's like, we're chasing this Tesseract down, and like, here it is, throw it in a lunchbox. I don't care. Like, I got my family. I'm out. And it's like, but was that not important to you at all? I guess not. It was all just a ruse to get to his family.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, couldn't you have just said that? Like, hey, they're killing my people. My family's at the lab. I want to get my family. But instead, he's like, we got to get this power source. And then once I got the power source, he's like, didn't want that. Want my family.
Oh, well,
and I'm like,
because he found out that she was the power source that they needed. Remember, he mentioned that. She did mention that. He was like, no, but you are the source. So like, we don't need the Tesseract anymore.
But I guess. I feel like that wasn't even that clear because he wasn't like, we're going to use your power. Because, like, it seems like she had a choice whether she wanted to stay on Earth or not. And she could have decided to stay on Earth, and then what would he have had? Nothing. Yeah. So I feel like that was a little bit shaky to where it's like, oh, here's the Tesseract. We came up here for it. We don't really need it. I just want my family. And I feel like that would have been a better plea, actually, if he would have been like, hey, let's find that lab because my family's there, as opposed to let's find that lab because this power source is there. Nobody else cared about it but him and the Kree. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. That was a little bit shaky to me. One thing that I found a little bit unpleasant about the movie, not unpleasant, but just kind of like a little bit disappointing, was I felt like the last 1/5 of the movie was a little bit boring. And that was the most exciting part of the movie. Because once Captain Marvel broke free of her limiter, she had no competition. And like, I knew she had no competition.
Yeah.
So it was just like, it was fun to watch and stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, time to wrap it up because you're all powerful. You got 5 elite Kree warriors you're just throwing around like they aren't anything. And I'm like, well, it's not interesting anymore. And the final standoff between her and Jude Law, I was like, hey, he's brave.
I know, right?
But he's not about to.
You knew.
No matter what, he can't win. Even if she decides to go hand to hand with him and he gets the upper hand, eventually she's gonna blast him.
She's gonna blast him regardless.
So he has 0 chance. So there were like 0 stakes.
Yeah.
After she released her energy thing, even though the movie was still fun at that point, it was a bit boring. It was a bit like, come on, let's wrap it up because I get it now. She's all powerful. Let's see what she's gonna do next. Because that was actually more interesting than her beating everybody up. Like, what is she gonna do with her life after this?
But you know, in a sense, let's clarify. I will say this: we are DC fans more so than Marvel fans.
Well, yeah.
And the reason why is because Marvel has this problem to us that there's no they're
overpowered superheroes without
no limits.
She just blasted up I don't know, stronger than nuclear warheads.
Protons blast she had.
Well, that's what but I'm talking about what they shot out of the ship. She just blasted a bunch of those. This guy's like, that's impossible. Then she comes up and blasts through a ship just like, and like, yeah, Superman's that powerful, but at the same time, I don't know. Like I said, it kind of made it boring at that point because it's like you are just running through a ship like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Who's gonna stand in your way? Like, let's see you fight Thanos now because these people, I'm kind of done with seeing you fight them.
Yeah,
like, I feel like
America.
there was one point where she tried to blast somebody and she ended up blasting herself back, and we got the impression that she's trying to get used to her powers.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if they would have played up on that a little bit more, which would have gave the bad guys a little more of an advantage and chances to take her on, I would have been more interested. But it's like she just was like, I got this. I know how to use this. I'm beating everybody up. And because they showed her flying in the trailer, like when she was falling, and then one time where you should have been like, is she gonna make it? I was like, she about to fly. It just like lost all stakes for me at the very end.
Yeah.
And other than that, like I liked the incorporation of the other characters like Ronan and stuff, but it did seem kind of like just a plot device. Like, we gotta tie in the other movies, so let's add this other character. He's gonna come, shoot some missiles, she's gonna blast them, and he's gonna run away all within the span of like 3 minutes. Where it just kind of seemed like, what was the point of all that? Like, she doesn't have a foe, and then we got a guy that could be a foe, but he's like, I'm not a foe, I'm out. So it's just, the ending, I understand why, and I'm not saying that makes it bad at all, but it did kind of make it lose stakes for me, which kind of made me lose a little bit of interest. So because of the stuff that I just listed, it was great, but it had those parts. I'm going to have to give it a 3.5 in terms of the story and the writing, and mainly for the story aspect, because the writing was really well done.
Yeah, and I guess the last thing I would say with that is, I guess you kind of explained it with her breaking free so easily from her confinement when she was talking to the Supreme Intelligence. So she had the chip, and then also she was confined. But this is confusing me. So she was inside the Supreme Intelligence, right? And then there was a chip in the back of her neck. So she took the chip out, right? She took the chip out and broke it. Do it on the ground, spit on it, stepped on it, squeak, and all this, whatever. I don't know. Didn't she have the chip in real life too? Did she?
Well, yeah, they showed it though. It burned out.
I was about to say, how did she take the chip?
No, it burned. It like just fried.
It just disappears, huh? Okay. I don't know.
Which I give them a pass for that scene because I have something like that in one of my books called The Dead Man Chronicles Fear. Check it out on Amazon. But like her overcoming it with a will, I kind of give him a pass for that because I'm like, can you do that? Because she's pretty self-contained. But as she was breaking free in the theater, I said, y'all better shoot her.
Man, for real. What were they doing?
It was 4 of them in there with guns
they were just looking at her.
Hey man, she getting up. Her hands are glowing.
Dude, I was sitting there thinking like, why are they just standing there? I mean, not that I'm trying to root for the bad
like,
guys.
I wasn't. But it's like, dude.
Her hands are glowing.
Shoot her in the back of the head while you got the chance.
Man.
Maybe it wouldn't have done anything. But that scene, I was like, they should have had them leave the room or something because that was not believable. So, she's getting up. She's getting up. Wait.
Hold it.
Oh, she blasted us off.
Hold.
I could have swore she had 5 more seconds of containment.
Man.
So,
I mean, but you know what?
I didn't want to mention that.
You know what? I could probably tell you why. They had so much faith in Supreme Intelligence.
Because it is the Supreme.
It's the Supreme. Yeah.
All right, I'll buy that. I will buy that. I'm buying it.
So they were probably looking at their commander like, hey, Commander.
She getting up.
I mean, I want to believe in the Supreme, but
yeah, like no, let the Supreme Intelligence beat her ass. Watch. Oh, she blasted us.
Man, run.
Whoa.
You took out the chip, didn't you?
Yeah.
See, Supreme Intelligence going.
I thought I was more Supreme.
Yeah, she gonna take that certificate away. Yeah.
I worked hard. That was.
Yeah. Now you knock back down to regular host.
Online. God dang it.
Anyway, so that's basically all we had to say about that category.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and go on to production and marketing. What I thought about that is they did a great job. It's Marvel. I mean, they did an amazing job with the marketing on it. And,
No, I'm just kidding.
no, I was about to say, if you don't agree. They did a great
I'd love
job.
to have a counterpoint.
You knew it was coming out. I was kind of unsure about her. I knew she was going to be strong. But after seeing the movie, and now looking back at the posters, it's just like, wow, yeah, she does really look strong, powerful, and fearless.
Yeah.
You know, and she looks very, very powerful,
Yeah.
and it's very much needed for a hero of her stature, and it's a great look, especially seeing a woman that powerful.
Yeah.
In a sense, I don't know if she's like I don't even know what her limits are, so I don't know if she's like a female Superman. Who knows? I don't know. She seems limitless right now, so
yeah, maybe. Because at the very end when she decided to fly off into space, I was like, do you know how long you can keep this up? Like, are you gonna get tired? Like, as you travel between solar systems? But I guess she was like, I got it. I'm feeling it today.
Hey.
I was like, get on the ship. But
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah.
you know, so I really have nothing but, I mean, they were marketing the mess out of it online, internet, TV. The production was amazing. There's nothing in this film. Maybe I saw something with the cat, but it was still so cute and it was so great that I think I saw so many production people, different companies that were helping
credits
out.
Are crazy, yeah.
So they got plenty of stupid, crazy connections to make this movie look great, and it did. So I give it 5 stars.
Nice, 5 star. Under production and marketing, I have one word, one sentence.
Mm-hmm.
It's Marvel. That's all I gotta say. That means crazy production budget, crazy marketing budget. Even if they didn't market it and they just said a new Marvel movie is coming out, they would make crazy box office. It's Marvel. It was beautiful. Some of the things actually look really good. Like the scene where she got her powers. That was a very beautiful scene.
Yeah,
like when the engine blew up and she's like falling back and like that was nice.
Yeah.
The effects were on point. And like you were saying, along the lines like of it being a powerful, strong female hero. I was listening to the radio and some woman was like, I don't know much about it, but I'm taking my daughter to see it. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, I'm proud of us as a society, as Americans, where we can have movies like where little black boys can go see a character that looks like them and that they can look up to. Ding! And where women or young girls can go check out a movie and see somebody like them that's very powerful. And I think that representation in film is extremely powerful. And to be able to take your daughter to a movie and be like, this is a strong female superhero, I think that's an awesome thing. And I'm just kind of proud of Marvel, proud of, I mean, DC did Wonder Woman, which...
Yeah. No, nothing to take away from them.
May have been a better film. More trailblazing. I don't know. But anyway, the fact that it's another one out there is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, oh, that one movie where that woman was a superhero. It's like, no, now you got 2. And now there's probably going to be more representation. And that opens the door for different types of stories to surface. And I think that's awesome. So 5 stars from production and marketing. And for me, if I tally all of my stars up and such, that's going to give me an overall score of a 4.5. And it's well deserved.
So if you tally mine's up, it'll be a 4.83, which is very weird.
Ooh, that's scratching a 5 right there.
Yeah, that's scratching. That's knocking on 5's door.
Yep, sliding
if you
under the door.
Yeah, just whispering, lips right under the door.
Hey.
But if you mix them both together, combine them all, you get a 4.5, approximately 4.5. So this
is a pretty good film. Very watchable film.
Yeah.
Very entertaining film. I'd recommend people to go see it, especially if you're a Marvel fan or a sci-fi fan or a superhero fan, or if you have a daughter, or if you just want to see a cool, strong superhero character that just so happens to be a woman. All in all, beautiful stuff.
Yeah, if you got sons, take your sons to go see it.
Yeah.
They can go see a strong woman.
Yeah, that's equally important.
And they get to see a strong black woman in there too.
Yep,
and
which
she's
is awesome.
Yeah, it's great. There's strong women everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
So we give it a 4.5, so that's our score. Tell us what you think, your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have any other questions that maybe we didn't even bring up? Maybe it's something we missed. Definitely let us know. And if you're listening to our podcast, or if you want to listen to our podcast, you can listen to the whole...
You can't see that if you listen to the podcast, but I'm pointing at you.
Yeah. So we are on a bunch of different platforms, which we will have in the details. So just look in the details, see what fits yours. We're on Apple, Google, Spotify. I didn't even like Spotify. I was like, whoa, we're on Spotify.
With that, yeah.
Stitcher. And if you also want to like donate to what we're doing, which will help because it will help, especially with us going to see these movies.
Yeah.
And we can start improving
more.
on this podcast and start doing some really cool things with this if you want to donate. So you can just go to Anchor. We have the Anchor link in the details.
In the details, yep.
And you can donate monthly. You can donate either $1, $5, or $10. It's up to you. So whatever's convenient for you, we definitely thank you, and we will start giving perks to you if you want to donate. We'll start making some things happen for you. Shout you out and
shout outs,
some more.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
All kinds of things. Yeah, we'll work it out.
So the question I want to leave with you all is, when we rolling out,
or will it be over here? It's gonna be at the top.
Somewhere.
Anyway.
It's gonna be somewhere up there. So in Marvel Comics, Riri Williams becomes Iron Man's protege in a sense, Ironheart. I know you didn't really know about this. You knew about Ironheart, but you didn't know who she was.
Just the basics, right?
Yeah. So the name is Riri Williams. But since they already kind of took liberty with making Bucky White Wolf, and initially in the Marvel Comics he wasn't White Wolf, they could take liberty here too. So do you think that Maria Rambeau's daughter, Monica, the little cute girl that did a great job acting in this film, do you think she's going to become Ironheart after Endgame? Because at this point, this is what, 20 years later?
Yeah. And they made enough of a reference that she wants to be like Veers, and that she might build a spaceship, or she wants to meet her halfway.
Yeah. So, hey, maybe.
Some more hints.
Yeah, what'd you say? Maybe she's working at S.H.I.E.L.D. and we don't even know.
That's what I think. At least she's working at S.H.I.E.L.D., but what do you guys
they got ties. I mean, and she's already been influenced by the alien tech.
She's seen Morphin aliens.
Right. But definitely let us know. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
We will catch you the next time on Action Movie Breakdown.
Yes.
Hey, but for real, dude, you were gonna get me fired, okay? Because Supreme Intelligence, she don't play that, all right? I don't have Carol Danvers, Miss Captain Marvel's powers. I can't fight her, okay?
You just gotta fall down a lot and then hop back up. See, if you haven't fallen enough in life.
Wait, do you think
that's her power? She got falling power.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I just go out and fall every once in a while and just get up.
Yep. Right up the balcony over there, just
fall right, even though we're on the third floor.
And pop up.
Okay.
The higher you fall, the stronger you get. See, that's what they don't want us to know. Right there.
I think you're probably just saying this so you can be the only host.
What? No, man.